Yo, what's up, Vima Nation, YPR, Life 180? It is Jody Bianca coming at you with the mentorship tip of the day. Real quick, I'm going to get right into it. I want to talk about how the business environment is shifting, and guess what? If you don't shift with it, you will be left behind. So everybody wants to be a leader, right? They want to be a leader of their organization. They want to be the best upline they could be. They want to take their business to the next level. They're in the industry that is a $167 billion industry. So with leadership, guess what? Leadership is all about change. It's about accepting it. It's about adapting to it. It's about when faced with a challenge, it's about accepting the change for what it is. So when challenges do arise, you minimize that discomfort feeling within yourself that we get, so you can understand the predictable. The only reason why we fear change is because you fear the unpredictable. So by actually accepting change, guess what? You have a better understanding of what to predict with certain circumstances. So do not fail, especially with Vima, do not fail to see how the business environment is shifting. And when you got plenty of credible, successful individuals telling you that it is, you follow through. They aren't just telling you. We aren't just telling you that it's shifting. We are giving you notable advice that it is. And guess what? Since it is, you should probably shift with it. The only reason you will ever be stuck due to this recession that happened 8 years ago in 2008 is because people are still abiding by that it is not shifting, and they have that closed-minded mindset that things are going to go back to what they were, and that's not the case. That's why they're making excuses and blaming the recession and the economy for situations and circumstances that they are currently still in. Many people are losing their jobs and they're blaming it on the economy. No, it's the business environment is shifting. It's going to continue to shift in the direction that it is, mainly in social affiliate marketing, that if you don't pick up on it, guess what? I can guarantee you will be stuck. And if you can't accept that change, you are at risk of becoming outdated in a split of a second. So, but many of you may ask, what is there to fear? Like, what is holding so many people back in businesses from breaking through? Three key points that I got for you right here. And the first one is actually afraid of the unknown. Simple. If you are stagnant in life, guess what? I got some advice. Give yourself a reality check. Take a step back and reflect. Reflect on your current situation. Connect with successful people you know. And reflect on how, if you don't do something about it yourself, you are in a whole world of trouble. Chances are, it's your conscious limiting your reality due to conformity of past perceptions. Basically, what that means is that your brain hates change. And when you're learning something new, because it's not used to new, or being given advice that you're not necessarily of taking a new action game plan, let's say if I was being presented Vima for the first time, my brain has never knew Vima, social affiliate marketing, or this industry in general, to take on in life and make my life fit into it. Your conscious must work really hard as you experiment to get familiar with those unfamiliar ideas. Does that make sense? 2, you have to see and feel, not just see, you have to see and feel new ways of doing things, not just read about them, okay? Yeah, I know we have access to the World Wide Web, the internet, but guess what? We all have access to the same internet. The internet is literally one giant Wikipedia. So, rather than just reading something that you may consider that may be credible, why don't you actually go out there and try to feel it? Welcome yourself to experimental learning. Experimental learning. Start formulating your own opinion on things. It is critical that you do this, because remember, your life depends on it. I am not Michael Jordan. So if I read an article on how the reason why Michael Jordan really excelled in basketball was because of this, and some author wrote about it, and I didn't have this, it's not going to stop me in my chances that if I actually go out there, picked up the basketball, and worked at it every day, I can't be as good as Michael Jordan. Okay? So that article has actually no relevance to how much I can succeed in this. As we learn again, guess what? Your brain actually changes too. I know this from personal experience. And as it reflects new decisions, it creates new mind maps and game plans, and assembles some reality sorting. As soon as a challenge presents itself, your mind and your brain / your conscious will want to hijack that new thought pattern. Now, what this means is if you don't experimental learn by experience, and start formulating your own opinion, your only limitations of growth are going to be self-imposed by your mind and your maps and your reality that you perceive to be in there. So, just by reading something or watching a video on something isn't going to cut it if you never experimented with it. You have no say ever in anything. If there's a conversation going on about, let's say, social affiliate marketing, and you never took the time to experiment with it yourself, to do it yourself. An example of this is you can't talk about the president of the United States if you didn't vote for a president. So you can't talk shit. So you can't talk shit against social affiliate marketing. Guess what? If you never did it. Simple as that. Number 3, I'm just running through them real quick, is if you truly want to see, feel, and think in new ways, you have to fight your brain's desire to stay stagnant. Okay. Because we all know change is good by now. So igniting change comes from yourself and only yourself. Like I said before, recognize that new ideas come from trying new solutions, not just thinking them. And I understand we hate to feel like we wasted our time and effort. But oh well. Get rid of that mindset. If you stop looking with the perception that changes involves a significant loss, your brain will stop looking at it as a significant loss. When we invest, for example, ourselves emotionally, if anything, it becomes harder to change because the comfort zone is logical. It's like when we are stagnant with something, it's because we're comfortable with it, and when we're in that logical area that makes us feel safe. Fuck those logical arrays. Excuse my French. Think of change in your mind and the way we think things and the way how we adapt as a software upgrade. Look at your life as an operating system, okay? As the world changes and our operating system evolves, like certain applications that you use to work may not work anymore. For example, maybe a job in today's market just doesn't work anymore. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to give you enough pay to meet up with the standard of living in today's economy, in today's world, in 2014. So as a result, they need to be updated with new code in order to function in a changed environment. The events in our lives may not seem as straightforward as a few features in, let's say, a Mac software, but the principles stay the same. Handling a change, the information we use every day, requires work. We're wired to resist it, but better off in the long run if we don't. To find greatness, embrace the uncertainty. That is all. I love you guys, and I hope this tip helps you out. Peace.